welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of December, 2015, and this is episode 170.
Yay.
It felt like we were in the 160s forever.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're into the 170s. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Mayor, we had a couple people introduce themselves in the group this week. You want to give them a shout out?
Sure. Twana, who is Twana2879 from Texas.
She lives near where we used to live.
Okay.
Yes.
And Kathy, who is Dauphine279 from Germany.
Hello. Welcome. Thanks for introducing yourselves. Mayor, if somebody is not a member of our group on Ravelry, what should they do and why? It's a two-part question.
You should join our Ravelry group and introduce yourself in our introductions thread, because you will get a shout out on our next episode and you will be able to participate in our cows and giveaways.
That's right. We don't have a ton to talk about this week.
See, we'll
We
say that, and then it'll be like one of the longer ones.
Yeah, we'll ramble on about something, and it'll end up being 30 gazillion hours long. That'll take a lot of time to process. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Well, what we do have to talk about, we hope you'll enjoy, so we probably should get started. Here we go. My sweater is laying funny.
Save
Give some milk.
I'm gonna pop some tags.
Got $20 in my pocket.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
Well, that's not how it goes.
This is freaking awesome.
Can we do this?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh. And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
Yes, so let's talk about first what is... It's been both on our needles, but now it seems to have fallen completely into my lap, and I am knitting completely on these two projects. But we'll still consider it a both project. So tell us about the first one.
This is the Doctor Who Baby Blanket Take 2. It incorporates some of the Doctor Who dishcloths by Holy Arf, who is Lindsay. It's on US 6s, 4mm, and you used so many different yarns this week, didn't you?
Yes, well, it's the West Yorkshire Spinners, Air Valley, Erin, and DK in lots of colors, so go look it up. You guys, are you ready for this?
You ready for this?
Okay, you're going to have to help me, but be careful because the yarn's still attached down at the bottom.
Okay, you ready for this?
So here we go. We have a scarf. We have more scarf. We have more scarf. We have more scarf.
Oh my.
And it's going across the bottom.
Oh my.
So if I keep doing, what I've been doing is doing a square's worth of the scarf a day. So, you know, that much right there. So if I keep doing that, this will take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 days, because I still have the other two corners to do. So I will finish this well before the end of the year, which was my goal. So that is going on. I'm working on that, and now it's going over here in the floor. Because I have another big project in my lap.
Yes,
What is this?
The Fly Away with the Doctor blanket. The pattern is Fly Away by Tin Can Knits. It's on US 7s, 4.5mm. And you have also used lots of yarn in the West Yorkshire Spinners, Air Valley, Erin, and DK.
The exact same ones that were used in the last project. And this is like going to be very difficult to show you because it's a blob. So all the squares, all 16 of them, I finished crocheting them all together. And then I have picked up around the edge of the blanket. And I've done 3 garter ridges with increases. And now I've started on the blue ridge. The pattern only calls for 1 of the blue ridges and then bind off. But I think I'm going to do 2 or 3. Because I have enough yarn, so I might as well. And I don't think we've talked about for a while what the blankets are actually for.
Okay.
Okay, so I originally knit Doctor Who Baby Blanket, the original. It was before we moved here.
Mm-hmm.
So more than 2 years ago. Probably about 2.5 years ago. As a gift for some very dear friends of ours. And a few months ago, they had some major issues in the house they were living in, to the point where they lost everything in the house. They were not able to take anything from the house. And so she sent me a message and asked if I would be willing to re-knit the blanket, because she really wanted another blanket like that one for their son. And so, of course, I said, yes, we'll do that. But she's also pregnant and expecting a baby girl in January. It was supposed to be a baby boy. That's what they had been told. And then all of a sudden, now it's a girl. But I was like, we can't send just one blanket, and with there being a second baby coming. So we're using the same colors from the Doctor Who baby blanket to do this flyaway blanket. And when I get the edging finished, I might actually finish it tonight. So when we show it to you next week, we'll show you the kind of the design we went with, because it mimics the scarf and it uses all the same colors of the other blankets so that it kind of ties them together. Yeah. All right, so that is both projects on the needles. And now, why don't you tell us what you are knitting on, Mare?
Okay, I can't show any of it to you.
You can show yarn, can't you?
Yeah, okay, so what's first? Okay.
The stripy ones.
Yes, so first, I have these super secret stripy coffee socks. They're on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. Yarn is the Knitting Goddess UK 4-play in the Asaro self-striping colorway.
Yes.
And it's a pattern designed by you.
So let me just say this. All three projects you're working on right now are samples for the coffee book that I'll be releasing at Edinburgh Yarn Festival. There you go. That way you don't have to keep saying I designed them.
Mm-hmm.
You can show the bottom of the foot.
I know. It's tangled.
Oh, is it? You need help?
No.
Okay.
So this is the yarn.
So it's black and tan and brown and is it gray? Yeah, pale gray in it.
Mm-hmm. And this is the bottom of the foot.
So it's really pretty. I really love how it's striping up. So you're almost to the heel on that, aren't you?
I am to the heel.
Oh, okay. So you're ready to do the heel.
Mm-hmm.
The reason she's working on so many of these at once is because, yeah, we have to get them all done. But I was needing to send patterns to testers, and so she would start on a pattern and work on it until I made sure it was okay to send to testers, and then I would pop the next one to her. And so now she's kind of going back. There's still one more pattern that she has to cast on, but I have to finish designing it first. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
The second one is a super secret coffee shawl. It's on US 2.5, 3 millimeters. And the yarn is Rainbow Heirloom Lush Light in the Killer Flamingo, Apparition, and Blue Raspberry colorways.
I love them. It's so squishy. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Don't you love working with it?
Yes.
Because it is so squishy. And I'm loving how this shawl is turning out. Oh, I'm so excited. I may have to knit one for myself because I love it so much.
And
you can't show the yarn.
I can't even show you the yarn. It's in here. It's in here. These are super secret coffee socks too. They're on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. And it's Secret Pandia's Jewels Snug Base yarn.
Yes. So she dyed up an exclusive colorway, and closer to the book being available, she's going to do, I think, some pre-orders for the yarn if you would like the yarn that this pattern is designed in. I'm keeping her busy, but you're going to get a lot of money into your hands when you finish all of these. So, all right, are you working on anything else?
Nope.
Because I'm keeping you so busy.
Yeah. So, what are you working on?
2 things only, because I'm still working on the other 2 things. I'm still working on my zigzag blanket, which is a free pattern by Frankie Brown called the 10-Stitch Zigzag. And I'm currently doing Windy Happy in the Mars colorway. So there it is right there. And I think I talked about last week that I'm back to just doing 1 zigzag a day. So let's see, I haven't done today's, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I should be done with this stripe next week, on next week's podcast. And I'll have started the next one because I always start I always do 2 zigzags on the day that I finish 1 stripe, because otherwise you've just got loose stitches hanging there because of how it's connected. And so, yeah. And then I'm working on Christmas socks. These are my Hollyberry socks on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles. It's from my free vanilla cappuccino sock pattern on Ravelry, and I'm using West Yorkshire spinners. I was trying to combine spinners and signature. West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the Hollyberry colorway. So here is sock number 1. And here is sock number 2. I finished the heel last night, and now I am working on the leg. So hopefully these will be done by next week as well. And then I can cast on my other Christmas socks with my yarn from Berry Colorful Yarnings. 12 colors striping. So I'm working on this, and that's all I'm working on. I'm pondering, since I'm probably going to finish the flyaway blanket tonight or tomorrow, I was actually pondering casting on a shawl. So we shall see. We shall see. And that's everything I'm working on. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
Yes. I was going to say, I hope the lighting is better now. We sat down to record, and the lighting was, like, really good, and then once we just barely started recording, it just got really, really dark, and I hope you can't hear the wind. We're having really strong wind gusts today, so hopefully you can't hear the wind. But we've turned on some extra lights, and so hopefully that'll help with the lighting. What I finished this week. My weekly preemie hat. This is number 49 for the year. 49. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry, and it's on US 6's 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Barocco Weekend in the clothesline colorway, and then this is just an unknown blue-green brown yarn that I did the stripe and pom-pom with. So there's hat number 49 for the year. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to get there, and I think I'm going to keep the same goal for next year of one preemie hat a week. We need to think about our other goals for next year, too, and looking back at our goals from this year. We should do that the last podcast of the year. Because I think it will release actually on New Year's Eve, if I'm remembering right. Maybe New Year's Day. I don't know. Around there. So, anyway, that's all I finished this week, so let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show. Yummies. What are yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. And this week, I want you to say hello to my little friends. Hello, Damaris. Now, you might recognize some of these little friends that I introduced you to about a month ago. These are called, I believe it's pronounced Tsum Tsums, Tsum. And I already had shown y'all that I got Eeyore and Pooh and Piglet and Tigger, but they released some new ones, and so I got Roo and Lumpy the Heffalump. There's some other ones, but I just decided to go with these 6. So here's little Roo. So cute. And here is Lumpy the Heffalump with a cute little pom-pom tail. I love the little hair. And so now I have a family of 6 Winnie the Pooh Tsum Tsums that live on my desk, and the hubs keeps trying to steal Eeyore and Tigger. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put them right here. Hopefully they're not going to fall over. Come on, guys. You can be in the podcast. There we go. Oh. We're having an escape. An escape. Okay. Are they okay? Yes. Okay. So those are my Tsum Tsums, and they're really cute, and I love them. Mare, you wanted to talk about something in Yummies this week.
Yeah. Because you said we didn't have a lot for Yummies.
We don't have a lot for Yummies this week. I don't know what happened. It was just not it wasn't a bad week or anything. There was just not a lot of,
I've just been listening to lots of musical soundtracks.
Tell us about which ones you've been listening to.
Hamilton, obviously.
Yes.
In the Heights.
Tell us, so these other ones we don't know a lot about, some of them.
In the Heights is so good. It's another one by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I was going to say, we might want to say the Hamilton soundtrack does have some explicit lyrics, so just be aware of that.
And so does In the Heights, but not, it's a bit less than Hamilton.
Okay, and it's not, Hamilton is not, a ton,
yeah.
but It's mainly just, a couple songs? So, but just be aware, I didn't want somebody to get it and play it for their family, not realizing it, so.
In the Heights is so good. It's about these people in Washington Heights. So
Okay.
good. I love it so much. And 21 Jump Street, which is another one by Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's a 15-minute musical based off a thing from This American Life.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to listen to this.
Podcast?
It's a podcast.
Yes.
It's by the same people who do...
Well, you can watch it because it's on YouTube, so you don't just have to listen to it. You can watch it. And it has Anthony Ramos in it, who's John Lawrence and Philip Hamilton in Hamilton, and oh my gosh, I love him.
I totally lost track of my thought.
Something about 21 Jump Street?
I don't remember.
It's got this really catchy song in it.
Okay.
What the heck I gotta do to be with you?
Oh, I know what I was saying about This American Life. It's the same people that do the Serial podcast.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the same kind of company that kind of is behind it.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew I had something to say.
Yeah, Lynn wrote it in a week.
Yikes.
Yeah. All the harmonies, all the lyrics and tunes, he wrote it in a week.
Yeah.
The man is non-stop.
And he's like getting around. I was chatting with Jasmine from the Knitmore Girls, and she was telling me they had been binge watching some Sesame Street, and he's been in several of them.
Yeah, he was in 2 episodes of House, an episode of How I Met Your Mother, where he finds something that rhymes with Canada. Yeah, I watched the clip. He was freestyling on a bus to the character that Jason Segel plays.
I'm gonna have to watch this because the Hubs and I watched that show, and now once you told me about who he played in House, I remembered him.
Yeah, he was so good in House. I love him.
So,
okay.
yeah, so he's getting around. He wrote the Cantina music for the new Star Wars.
Yes, I'm really excited about it. I'm just gonna nothing is safe from Lin-Manuel Miranda now. I'm just gonna be so excited. And when the Cantina music plays, I'm just gonna be Lin wrote that. Lin wrote that. He wrote that. He did.
We're going to see it a week from tomorrow, which will, if you're watching the episode when it goes live, a week from today. So we won't talk about it in next week's episode. It'll be the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 2 Julie Andrews musicals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, talking about Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews went to go see Hamilton. She signed their wall of famous people who have come to see the show.
That's really cool. Yeah, she showed me the picture. It's really cool.
So yeah, 2 Julie Andrews musicals, The Sound of Music and the original Broadway cast recording of My Fair Lady.
Yep.
Yes. I love that one so much. And then chess.
What is chess?
Chess is a game. Okay.
I kind of knew that.
Yeah. I listened to the 2009 concert version of Chess with Idina Menzel and Josh Groban.
I love Josh Groban.
Groban.
I love him. Groban. I was trying to say he was great. Great Groban.
Josh Groban.
Great Groban.
It's set in the Cold War. It's about a chess tournament between people, between U.S. and America and the USSR during the Cold War. Oh. It's like a mix between classical and pop/rock music. It's really good.
Interesting. Has there been like a production that we can watch online, or is it just listening to the concert?
I think just listening to the concert or the Broadway cast recording.
Okay. I saw on maybe Facebook about Hamilton is going to be touring starting in Chicago.
Yes, it's going to Chicago. It's coming for you, Chicago. And if you live in Chicago, go see it. Go see it. Send me pictures.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say about musicals?
I love musicals.
We're planning to watch some.
Yes. I love musicals.
Yes. Okay, I just want to remind y'all again about Winter Camp 2016, which is being headed up by Sarah from the Canadian Knitter podcast, because the deadline to sign up is the 20th, which is like a week and a half from now. so I don't want you to miss out. So it is a knit along from January to March. You're on teams. She's assigning the teams after the 20th, after the signups end. And there's like, I think there's like 8 or 9 teams now, because there's been a lot of people sign up. So you get points based on the weight of yarn you use and how many grams of yarn you used in that weight. And then you can also get bonus points for knitting to a certain theme each month. There's a color bonus, and there is designer bonuses. So, and if you don't feel like you can do the whole 3-month thing, they do have like a separate team called Team Puffin, where you can just, they'll be doing like a monthly giveaway instead of the whole like 3-month prizes. Does that make sense? So, the link's in the show notes. You should go sign up because it's going to be a lot of fun. You should sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can do it. Think about it some more.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's everything. So let's talk about #GGKCraftyPad. What is it, Damaris?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. And we have a list of prompts for each month. So you take a picture for the prompt for that day and post a picture related to it anywhere you like. Or we pick our favorites from Instagram.
Yes. So December we have like some seasonal related ones. And also some just general knitting ones that we typically use. So, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
So here come the photos. So those were the photos. It's never too late to participate. Just take a picture. Wait, first you have to look at the prompt. Today's prompt is whip, and we just took a picture of my whip. And I'll post it when we get done recording. And then you post it on Instagram. Make sure you hashtag it with #GGKCraftyPad, and yours might get chosen. Demir says I should tell you about my not yummy. Do you see this? So I had an appointment this morning. The hubs went with me, and we had to be on the bus for about half an hour. So of course I took my knitting with me to knit on the bus. And when we were on our way home, I was like pulling it from the center, knitting on my sock, and then all of this barfed out of the middle of it on the bus. And I've knit some with it, so it was even more than this. But I rescued it, didn't have to cut anything, had to undo a few knots that it got tangled, but it's okay now. It's safe. We recovered. That was my not yummy for this week. Mayor, we have one upcoming event we'll be attending. What is it?
Edinburgh Yarn Festival.
Yes, I got my flyers. So tell us about it.
On the 18th and 19th of March 2016.
Hold it closer, see? Like, here we go, so they can read it. The classes start on the 17th. And there's stuff on the bottom you can show them. I don't know what it says.
The best yarns and notions, designers, and
tutors.
I thought it said trout from the UK and abroad. Trout!
Come to EYF and get your trout.
Yeah, the trout's gonna get gone real quick.
A lot of the trout is already gone. The tutors, the classes, a lot of them are full. It's the 18th and 19th of March 2016. Does it have the website on there?
EdenYarnFest.com.
It's really small.
Yeah.
There it is. And I will be having a booth there again with Sam from Knit Run Dig Project Bags. So we're very excited about that. And my new book, which is coming along. All right, let's talk about something else.
Now we're going to talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to.
That's right.
Yeah.
You started up.
Yeah. Welcome to Night Vale by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Cranor. I'm still reading and listening to. I'm setting a goal. I'm going to finish it by Christmas.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Well, once you're done with school, is that next week you're done with school?
I have to finish this week, and then I do next week, and then winter break.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And then next week is the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the day after we go see Star Wars, it'll be your last day.
Mm-hmm.
So then you'll have more time.
Yes.
Yes. Why don't you tell them too what we're reading as a family?
Oh. We are reading Advent in Narnia, Reflections for the Season by Heidi Haverkamp.
Yes. And we're enjoying that. I am reading Out of Sorts, Making Peace with an Evolving Faith by Sarah Bessey, and it's brilliant. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm probably about 40% through, and it's really good. I read her blog for a number of years, and I just love her writing. So, and I feel like she's like talking about my life for a big chunk of it. I'm like, oh, she's been like eavesdropping on my life. And then fiction-wise, are you ready for this, Damaris? Fiction-wise? Yeah, I know, it's that shocking. I finished reading the Riley Adamson series by Shannon Mayer. So I finished...
Did you read all of them?
I read all of them.
In 1 week?
No, I had read more of them. So there was 10 novels and then like 5 short story novellas. I think there was 5. So I finished reading Wounded, Stitched, Rising Darkness, Alex, Tracking Magic, Elementally Priceless, and Blood of the Lost. And cried my eyes out. I want to say, I know the last book made me cry so much, and I don't remember if it was the 9th book or the 8th book. But like crying my eyes out, sobbing, trying not to sob too loud because you were asleep already. And I didn't want to wake you up and you'd be like, why are you crying? What's going on? The book is just so good. That's what I would have said. So good, it is so sad. And it made me cry a lot. But I have now started last night. I'm reading the Elemental series by Shannon Mayer. And the main character of it was in the last book and one of the short stories, and possibly the book before that, just kind of in a minor character role. So now I've started reading her story, and I think there's 3 novels out, and then a 4th one I think coming next year. So I'm reading that and enjoying it. She's a very good author, so I'm really enjoying it. That's all we're reading. So we should talk about television and movies and podcasts. Yeah. So let's start with movies.
Last week we forgot to say that we watched Ant-Man.
Oh, we're so sorry. I was doing the show notes and everything, and I was like, we missed a movie. Yeah. And so yes, we did watch Ant-Man a couple weeks ago now. What'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I love Hope Van Dyne. She's gonna be the Wasp. Yeah. And I want to see Janet Van Dyne.
When does the next movie come out?
May. Oh yeah, it had the Falcon in it. Falcon.
Did we talk about last week the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I watched a movie called The Descendants with George Clooney in it. It made me cry. It was like a family drama thing. His wife was in the hospital from an accident and trying to connect with his daughters, and it made me cry. And then you and I watched the Jane Austen Book Club, which, it wasn't like a 10 stars, but, it was interesting. It was about this group of women and one guy who came together to...
Hugh Dancy.
Yeah.
Who's so fancy. He was in Ella Enchanted.
Yeah. To read 6 of Jane Austen's books and have a book club and about their life and what happens and everything. So, it was enjoyable to watch. So, and then we blame this. See, this is 2 weeks in a row that we get to blame things on her.
Yeah.
Our friend Katie who last week we talked about because she had addicted me to, what's it called? Little Alchemy. That's it. I'm almost to 400 elements now.
I am like at 150 or something.
And I know we addicted at least one person because she commented in the thread on Ravelry. But this time when we blame her, she told us we had to watch the movie Jupiter Ascending because it was so bad that it was good. It was bad.
But was it good?
It wasn't great.
It had Eddie Redmayne. And I was just waiting for him to sing, like, songs from Les Mis.
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to have a Voldemort voice. You're supposed to be singing Les Mis songs.
Yeah. So, yeah, we blame that on Katie. Let's talk about some television. Why don't you start with a couple of things, and then we can blame somebody else for something.
Yeah.
A whole new person.
We love laying the blame on people that are not ourselves.
That will be our title.
Okay, so
wait, I need to probably type that because I'll forget.
Okay, so we're rewatching season 3 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine and season 1 of
we finished season 1.
And we finished season 1 of Star Trek Voyager. The last episode of season 1 of Star Trek Voyager was weird. It's about the macaroni. It was evil macaroni.
Yeah, evil macaroni. And it was such a weird... Did I type that right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was such a weird one to have as the season finale, but it wasn't intended to be the season finale. There were supposed to be 4 other episodes. They got pushed into season 2. Yeah.
Okay.
And now we lay the blame on Kelly, who is Kelly Cron on Ravelry, because she said, you should watch the television show Blind Spot because you would really enjoy it. And what happens? We watched every episode up to present in 2.5 days. Yeah.
It's so good.
It is. Oh, I like it so much. So the premise of it is a woman is found in New York in a duffel bag, tattooed pretty much from head to toe. All recent tattoos, and she has amnesia, has no memory of who she is, how the tattoos were, who put the tattoos on her, what happened. But the tattoos are actually a like puzzle scavenger hunt type thing that keeps leading them because it had on one of the tattoos was a guy's name who works in the FBI, and so she ends up working with the FBI solving the crimes that are related to the different clues based on the tattoos. Mm-hmm. And there's all kinds of back story, and then now we're at hiatus. Mm-hmm. Right? When did I say it comes back?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I have a question though.
Yes.
How are the tattoos like related in time? Like some of them are time sensitive. How did the people who put the tattoos on her know that they would figure it out in time before it became like an old thing that they couldn't solve anymore?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my main thing about this.
Yeah. And I was reading on IMDb, as one does, that the actress who
Jamie Alexander.
Yeah.
She's from Thor.
Yes.
I was like, I know her. She's Lady Sif.
Yes. So when they have to show like the tattoos, like all of them, it takes 7.5 hours in the makeup chair to have them put on. Now, if it's, if it's just like the ones around her neck and such, or arms that are showing, obviously they don't have to put everything that's underneath. But when it's showing all of them, 7.5 hours to have them put on. So, Kelly, we blame you for telling us about a good show. So, for shame and verily.
For shame.
All right. The Hubs and I caught up on watching Heroes Reborn. Cliffhanger.
What do you think?
It's been interesting. They brought like a lot of the stuff all at once in the last couple episodes. And then I think it comes back in like February, maybe. But the Hubs had figured out, I don't want to spoil somebody, but we said it's okay.
This is spoilers. This is spoilers. Like, this is the place for spoilers.
Okay, good.
This is Spoiler Central Station.
Yeah. So, oh, my foot's asleep. Sorry. Claire from the original Heroes she died like at the very beginning of this. We never saw her, other than just like, I mean, she hasn't been in it, but she died giving birth to twins, a boy and a girl, and then we found all this out because memories got wiped and everything. Hero took the two children back in time, and now they've aged to where when they technically should be 1 year old, they're 15 years old, and the two of them are supposed to save the world. And the Hubs had kind of figured out the boy and the girl, the teenagers, at some point earlier than I did. When all this thing revealed, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even make that thought. That didn't even cross my mind at all. So, yeah. So now we're waiting for it to come back.
Okay.
I'm watching season 9 of Supernatural. I'm almost to the end of the season. I think I have 2 or 3 episodes to go, maybe. So, yeah, Supernatural has been my companion while I've been working madly on the blankets. Mm-hmm. All right, why don't you say the next one, and I'll drink some water.
Okay. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are watching season 3. Ooh. Yeah, so you wrote this.
With lots of exclamations. Ward is so evil.
Ward is so evil.
And Fitz and Coulson went through the portal!
Dun, dun, dun.
But there's a new episode we get to watch tonight.
Yeah, that's the mid-season finale. Ooh.
Which means...
Agent Carter!
Yeah, in January.
Mm-hmm. January 19th. Yeah, it got pushed back. Pushed forward 2 weeks. No,
push back.
Pushed back 2 weeks. Because of the State of the Union, which apparently is going to take 2 weeks to deliver. Thanks, Obama!
Yeah, we can't figure out why they pushed it back 2 weeks instead of just 1 week. Anyway, so yeah, that'll start in January, and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will come back after it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So, Haven, we're watching the final season, season 5. There's only like 3 episodes left. Are you ready for this? You know who Croatoan is? William Shatner.
He's everywhere. You can't escape him.
Well, I remember like a few months ago or something, seeing somewhere that he was going to be in Haven, but I didn't. I was like, oh, okay, but then I had like totally forgotten about it until like all of a sudden at the very end of the last episode we watched, all of a sudden it's like, here's William Shatner.
Here's Shatner.
Yeah.
You can't escape him.
So I think there is 1 episode this week and then 2 back-to-back next week, I think, and that's the end of it. So.
Okay,
Oh,
you ready
dear.
for this?
Oh, dear.
Okay, let's get ready. Okay.
This is a mid-season finale as well.
Okay, here we go.
Of Once Upon a Time.
Mm-hmm.
Season 37. 5. Season 5.
Okay.
Which I begrudgingly watch with the Hubs because he watches stuff with me that I don't like to watch necessarily.
Okay.
So I cried. Literally, it made me tear up.
Why?
Because Hook is dead.
What?
So Emma was going to take all of... Because remember I told you last time that all of the Dark Ones had been brought. Mm-hmm. So Emma was going to take all of them back into the Sword and then kill herself so that they would all go back to hell. But Hook, at the last minute, decided he was going to be the man that he wanted to be and had Emma kill him with the sword. And so all the darkness was in him, and it... But then, Rumple. He tricked Hook, and Rumple is now the Dark One again.
It's like musical chairs. It's like musical chairs over here.
And then you would think that was like the end of it. Oh no.
No?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Because I forgot. Wait, I might have it out of order. Oh, yeah. Because the reason Emma was going to do it was because all the Dark Ones had taken their souls and was going to... Oh, I remember what happened now. They had all taken the souls of someone in Storybrooke so that they could stay, and all of the people in Storybrooke were going to get sent to hell instead. That's why Emma was going to kill herself.
Mm-hmm.
But Emma is determined to save Hook. So guess what?
What?
She's going to hell to get him. That was like the end of the episode. Their family all walking out to the boat, and she's getting in the boat to go to hell. And they're all in the water together. Dun, dun, dun. That's all that I remember happens.
Hmm.
But when Hook died, I did cry.
I see. Okay.
Oh, and Belle came back.
What?
And she wants to be with Rumple, but she doesn't know that Rumple's the Dark One again.
Give the girl a break.
I know. She needs somebody new.
Yeah.
They need to give her somebody new. Okay, what else? The Librarians, Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we want to say about that?
Dorian Gray.
Oh,
I freaked out when they said Dorian Gray. I need to read that book. I need to read that book.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because the image of the image. So that was cool. Supergirl, Season 1.
Mm-hmm.
She lost her powers,
Yes.
but got them back just in time to save James. She called him Jimmy at one point in the episode.
Yes, but he likes to be called James.
Pulitzer Prize winning photographer Jimmy Olsen.
James.
And what's her name? The Calista Flockhart's character. Cat.
Oh.
And what's his name? The guy.
Wait, what about Cat?
I'm telling you, I need to know the guy's name.
Which guy?
The computer guy.
Win.
Yeah, Cat had some moments with Win, and they connected, and that was
Okay, and then, you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
I was like freaking out. I was so excited about this, man. Okay, so Hank Henshaw, we were like, okay, this guy's an alien. Is he a good alien? He's got glowing red eyes.
Red eyes.
That might not be the sign of a good alien.
Yeah.
Oh, but he is a good alien. See, Hank Henshaw, the real Hank Henshaw, is dead. And this Hank Henshaw we have now is actually John Johns, a.k.a. Martian Manhunter. Yeah!
So he's a shapeshifter.
Yeah!
And then I was like, who is Martian Manhunter?
He's part of the Justice League.
So yeah, the Hubs and Damaris were both like,
yeah!
So, I should tell you about NCIS LA Season 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we last left things, Deeks was arrested for murder.
Audible gasp!
But they got him off of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there was this whole, to get him out, and da-da-da. And there, it was, so who he was accused of murdering was a dirty cop who was abusive and beating up prostitutes and selling weapons, stolen weapons and drugs and all this. He was very bad. And the way it ended up with is that another dirty cop was arrested for his murder. But then, at the very end, Deeks is talking with Hetty on the stairs. And we find out that Deeks actually did kill the guy. And he's not sure if he should tell Kinsey or not. And Hetty said something about, I can't remember how she worded it. Something about sometimes...
You get what you mean.
No, something about keeping secrets. It kind of alluded. She kind of alluded to the fact that maybe he needed to not be with Kinsey because of the secret.
Mm-hmm.
I like the two of them together, so I hope they stay together, and I hope he tells her the truth. But wait, there's more.
There's more. Okay.
Doctor Who. Series 9, Episode 12, Season 9 finale. Not season. Series 9 finale, Hell Bent. The diner was the same diner where Amy and Roy and River met up with 11 in Nevada, but it had moved to a different place. Yeah. And the song that the doctor was playing on the guitar was Clara's song.
Yeah.
And there was one last hurrah for Jenna / Clara. She got to be in the... We thought she was done. We didn't think that she'd be in another episode, but she was. The barn was the one... The barn on Gallifrey was the one from when he was a child.
Yeah.
That was in last series and also...
last series.
Wasn't it?
I don't think so. I thought it was just in the Day of the Doctor.
And then there was another one this series that it was in.
There was?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes, I do think so. I read about it online. I do believe I'm correct on this. Okay. Listen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yes. That was the last series. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Was that last series?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't...
Okay, see, I knew I was right.
Okay.
Okay, now I lost my place. Now what? All of the cloister bells were ringing. That was kind of creepy. And he was not putting up with any crap, the doctor. He drew a line in the sand. Literally. And get off my planet! The president, because he's bad.
Yeah, it took me like half the episode to figure out the president was actually still Rassilon.
Yeah. So the Lord President Rassilon was behind the confession dial. And then it was like, oh, doctor, what are you doing? The cloisters are very scary. There was Daleks and Weeping Angels and Cybermen. And we find out that he spent 4.5 billion years in his confession dial. Holy crap. How many times? Oh, it broke my heart. He stole another TARDIS. And so it was like the original control room. He has decided that he's going to invent a flying submarine because no one has done that before and it's annoying. It's always 4 knocks. I don't remember the pattern.
It's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
The hybrid. Him and Clara being companions who push each other to extremes. And he was willing to risk all of time and space for his relationship with her. So then they had to say goodbye all over again. And he gives all the advice to never eat pears because they're too squishy. And then his monologue. I went too far. I broke my own rules. I became the hybrid. Okay, so now here is my theory. And we looked for screen caps, and we can't find clear enough screen caps to tell.
I did find clear screen caps.
No, but I couldn't tell. It's not like a full face-on of it.
Hang on, I'll find comparison screen caps later.
So Clara and a Shilder, me, left in the new TARDIS that they stole, that the Doctor stole. And when it changed into a building with its chameleon circuit, it looked to me like it was Coal Hill School. You think it's probably just still the diner?
Yes.
But could they be, if it is Coal Hill School, could they be alluding to, because there's a new show, a new series spin-off of Doctor Who called Class, based in Coal Hill School. So could they be alluding to the fact that Clara and Ashildr are going to be in that? And they're taking the long way around to Gallifrey. Run, you clever boy, and be a doctor. And he got a new sonic screwdriver! I was really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Next time is the Christmas special. The Husbands of River Song.
She's really excited.
I love River Song. I have River's sonic screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
Love River.
Okay.
And I'm releasing a Doctor Who cowl pattern that week.
Mm-hmm.
The Demersnit.
Took me forever.
It's beautiful. We have to photograph it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So there's one more thing in this section.
So I'm going to take a break now and knit while Damaris talks.
Okay. So welcome to Night Vale, episode 79, Lost in the Mail. This episode was about the Blood Space War.
What?
The Blood Space War, which is happening thousands of years in the future.
Is it a war between blood and space?
No, it's just a space war, and there's blood involved.
Oh, who's fighting?
Well, we don't know.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, they changed the theme song again. And I liked it. I was like kind of freaking out about it.
Because we don't like when they change theme songs.
Actually, I did kind of like it. It was like really cool. It was like an epic space opera theme song.
Interesting.
Just like, okay, so Night Vale is now an epic space opera.
Apparently.
Okay. And then Cecil was talking about beliefs, like even bitter, deeply divisive beliefs. Like the belief or disbelief in mountains.
How can you not believe in mountains?
That's a story for another time.
Apparently so.
Okay. And they were having a parade for the Blood Space War.
A parade?
Yeah, like any deeply painful and serious subject, it is best remembered through the medium of a civic parade.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a new voice.
Dear.
Voice. I really liked her. I think it's Ailey Chan as Basima, and I really like her.
Who is she? She
was the daughter of someone who got sent off thousands of years in the future to the Blood Space War.
Okay.
And they keep talking about this emissary person who's like in the parade. I'm just like, is it Benjamin Sisko?
From Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Say Star Wars.
I had to think about it for a second because Star Wars is in our minds because we're going to see it next week.
Yeah, and then Emissary got into Cecil's studio, and I was like, Benjamin Sisko was in the studio. Or P.T.'s in the studio. And then it's like, nope, surprise, the Emissary is not Benjamin Sisko, but he's actually Basima's dad.
Okay.
So, and then, I don't know how pets end up on the moon, but they do. And they have built an extensive city up there.
Interesting.
And then the proverb this week was, ever wondered how a plane flies? Well, the answer is that no one knows. Pilots are scared to ask. If we ask, maybe it'll stop working. And I was like, that sounded like something from Cabin Pressure.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, I was freaking out again because the cassette sound. So all of Basima's stuff were played from cassette tapes. And cassette tapes have previously been used in the episode Cassette and the episode Best Of. And whenever there's a cassette, there's something weird. And at the end of Cassette and Best Of, there was a cassette sound like at the very end of the episode, right after the credits. So it's breaking the fourth wall. Like, ooh, are we going to deal with the cassettes again soon?
Can I tell you something about that made me that reminded me about Cabin Pressure?
What?
I saw a news article today that apparently there are 3 abandoned aircrafts in the Kuala Lumpur airport, and the airport has actually put out a notice in the newspaper telling the people who own them that if they don't collect them within 14 days, they're going to be sold off, and they can't have their aircraft. One's like a cargo plane, and then I think the other 2 are like passenger jets, but they're old, and so they are assuming that they were just abandoned there. Because there's like a lot of parking fees and everything that are owed. But it made me go, Kuala Lumpur, yeah. It made me think about Cabin Pressure.
Okay. So that's it.
Alright, well that was like what we were reading, watching, listening to, a lot of stuff. So we should move on to the next segment.
They know.
So we got done recording the reading, watching, listening to segment. And I was like, Damaris, see how long it was that we recorded? Because it's normally like around somewhere between like 15 to 18 minutes for it. And she went to look, and how much is it?
Half an hour.
We said we didn't have a lot to talk about this week.
Oh
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It's because we were laying blame on people.
Mm-hmm.
We laid blame on 2 people, and it took up an extra 12 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so...
What are we going to talk about now?
Now we're going to talk about the December, January, February, Winter Wonderland Cal and Charity Cal.
Yes. So this started December 1st, and it runs through the end of February, the 29th. I'm going to say it here because there's been some confusion. This whips do not count for this Cal. You cannot enter any project that you started before December 1st. Even if you finish it in December, you had to have started the project December 1st or later. Damaris has had to delete a few entries because of that. So just be aware, December 1st or later, finish by the 29th of February. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince is related to winter. And what's the fallback?
You made it in the winter.
That's right. This is also a charity cal. So if you knit something that you then are going to donate to charity, whether you donate it locally or if you want to send it to us and we'll donate to Knit for Peace, you get to enter your item twice. In the FO thread, look at post number 2 because that gives you the instructions for how to post your charity item twice in the thread. Feel free to double dip in other cals. That's totally fine. We have a new prize this week.
We do.
We do. Eileen, who is twisting pearls on Ravelry, has donated a skein of Highland handmade sock yarn in the Should You Need Us colorway. Plus, the winner also gets to choose a sock pattern from Ravelry, a value of $6 or less. So thank you, Eileen. And we are also putting a collage on the screen now of all of our prizes. Thank you so much to our prize donors, sponsors. We appreciate you muchly. If you want to know all the details about the prizes, we talk about them in detail on the first podcast of every month. But you can always go to our show notes, geekygirlsknit.com, and read about all the prizes there. Let's see. You must be a member of the Ravelry group to participate. And you need to post your finished objects in the FO thread to enter them. And we'll close the thread March 1st and then draw for winners. Mary, we have quite a few people that finished this week. It's pretty good for only being, this is only like the second week, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Aidbar ×2, Allison Rosebroom ×2, Crochet Chick 31 ×2, Eleanor Gamgee, Give Me Cake, Knit One Brew 2 ×2, Little Angel SG2 ×3, Lizzie B, Michelle My Belle ×2, Mother Z ×3, Mystery Sewer, Nana PEI, Piper's Mom, Princess Bumps, Rainbow Ange ×3, Ramona Firehorse ×2, Sherry Spins ×2, The VFB, and Tiny Dancer Knits.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects, and we can't wait to see what you finish. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
That's right. So what's the question this week, Mare?
This week's question comes from Lucy, who is Lucy Goose 88 from Birmingham, UK.
Yes.
I have a question for both of you. How do you knit? Are you pickers?
Carefully.
Are you pickers or throwers? Have either of you ever done anything to deliberately develop your knitting technique, or do you just take it as it comes? I'm considering trying to modify my own. I'm a thrower and keep wondering if I'd knit faster and with less strain on my hands if I picked.
So I think we've answered a similar question before, but it's kind of funny that this question came up with just this week because, okay, so we are both throwers. I taught myself from a book, and it taught me how to throw. And then I taught you, and it taught you, so I taught you how to throw. Yeah. I do know how to knit continental, though. I taught myself, was that this year or last year?
Last year, I think.
So I taught myself how to knit continental. I had problems with the purl stitch continental-wise, but I found the Norwegian purl style, the Norwegian continental style of purling, and it's much easier. It works for my brain, and you don't have to move the yarn to the front to purl. It's really cool. Just search for it on YouTube, and you can find videos about it. So the reason it made me laugh this week was because y'all know that I typically knit with fingering weight yarn. I mean, most of the stuff that I knit is in fingering weight, other than the preemie hats, which are usually more in DK worsted Aran weight. But the Doctor Who baby blankets that I'm knitting are in DK and worsted. And I'm knitting on them for long spans of time, and it was really causing a lot of pain in my arms and hands and wrists and elbows because I was throwing. And so I was like, you know what, I should try knitting these Continental to see if that helps. And it has. So then I was like, well, I wonder, I'm not super fast with it like I am with throwing. I'm really fast knitting throwing. I was like, well, I wonder how it would work for the zigzag blanket. So I've been knitting on the zigzag blanket, Continental, and then I tried it with the Zoom Zooms again. It doesn't work. It's because you're so little space, and I can't do that. But I have noticed, I think it's just something with the heavier weight of yarn and the bigger size needles for long periods of time that it's causing pain. So yes, I have been purposefully knitting Continental more this week because it has been helping with the pain. What would you like to say about all this?
I have always thrown. I've never knit Continental.
Do you have any interest in knitting Continental?
I don't know.
Some people say it's faster, but I find my throwing pretty fast. So, and I can knit without having to pay attention when I throw. So, which freaks people out. I was sitting in this appointment, waiting for this appointment this morning, and there was people at the desk, and they were like, that one of them finally came over, and she was like, "Are you knitting?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm knitting," and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what are you knitting? You were just like looking at all the painting on the wall and everything, and but your hands were still moving." So I was like freaking them out, because I was knitting while I was looking at, because there were some really cool paintings on the wall, so I was looking at them, and so anyway, so yeah, so thank you for the question, Lucy. I hope that answered it. I highly recommend the Norwegian Pearl style if you are continental knitting. It worked. My hands adjusted to it very easily, where the traditional continental purling did not. It was like I was getting angry a lot at it. So Mary, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And we made it to the end of the show that we thought was going to be short, but is actually going to be probably long. Yeah. So, we have a reminder. Oh, I should have gotten these down. We still have a giveaway going on from Amy, who is Amy's Not Dead Yet on Etsy. And we are giving away 3 sets of, I'm not going to pull each set out, but each set has 1 notebook and 2 sets of bookmarks, 4 bookmarks each, and 2 greeting cards. So there's one of them. There's Watson in the ugly sweater. And this set has, was that 11? 10. A Christmas card. 10. Each set is a little different. Some of them overlap, but we have 3 sets. So in order to win this, you need to go visit Amy's shop, amy'snotdeadyet.etsy.com, and find your favorite thing, and then go to the thread in our Ravelry group and post. And the link is also in the thread in the Ravelry group if you can't remember what I said. So we will keep that thread open until next week when we record episode 171, and then we will draw for the 3 winners. You must be a member of the Ravelry group to participate, and when we draw the winners, you'll have 30 days to claim your prize, or we will use it for another giveaway. So thanks again to Amy from Amy's Not Dead Yet for donating those. She's amazing. We love her a lot. So we'd like to say thank you to our Patreon supporters. It's just another way to support the podcast. Nothing's changing. If you're not able to help, it's totally fine. We totally understand. But if you would like to help support the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/geekygirlsnet. We also are amazon.com and .co.uk affiliates. So if you're going to be shopping on one of those, if you click through our site, Amazon gives us a little money back based on what you purchase, and that helps pay for prizes and shipping and all that stuff. So anything else? Did we forget anything?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com. There are the links to everywhere else we're online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. So with that, we'll tell you we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could say.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And happy knitting. We'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Maybe jingle bells.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace. Santa Claus won't make me happy with the toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas